So the other night I had some extra time and wasn't feeling that great, so I decided to stay home even though I was on vacation and do something fun and just game it up a little bit. So I wanted to play something new. Not that I don't have 100 million games in there that are in a backlog that I can't get to. I just decided, hey, let's slap down $100, go on the Xbox store and see what games we can find and spend $100. I wanted some good games that I could play with some friends, and I wanted to, I didn't want just crap games. I wanted to find some games that I really was interested in playing. And this is what I came up with. And being the wild and crazy guy that I am, I decided to head out on the Xbox Marketplace on a Friday night. And I set a limit of $100, and I didn't want to get games that I already had, but I wanted to get games that I would play. And not just play once, but play over and over and over again. So I sat my butt in my chair, and I turned the camera on, and I perused the Marketplace on Xbox. And this was a tax-free event when it came to my totals, so what I did is I just rounded up to the nearest dollar, and I wanted to keep it under $100 before taxes. So this is a short video showing the 7 titles that I picked up that night for $99. I kept it under $100 and got 7 games. And we'll start off with number 7. Number 7, the very last game that I bought was Pure Chess Grandmaster Edition, and I've always wanted a chess game. And I was having a hard time finding that last game. I thought, well, what the heck? Let's just buy this chess game. And you can play online or you can play just locally against the computer, and you can choose your difficulty, whether it be a monkey or the Grand Master. And I'm pretty sure they have downloadable content where you can pick up different chess pieces, that you want to play with, or you can actually pick up a location of where you want to play in. I picked the library, I think is what I picked. And I'm playing local here with the computer, and he is set to the monkey status for his difficulty. And talk about putting some pressure on yourself. I don't want to get beat by a flipping monkey. And if you know how all the pieces move, it's pretty simple. You're going to use A to select the piece that you want to move, and it's going to give you the options of where you can move that piece. And if you change your mind, you can hit B to go back and select another piece. So the interface is really easy and intuitive to use. While I was playing a monkey, I was still sweating bullets because I didn't want to do a video and look like a complete idiot playing this dang monkey. And thank God for time-lapse video that I can actually fast forward and show you that I put the monkey in a stalemate because he didn't have any more moves to make, and I ultimately didn't lose to the monkey, but I didn't beat him either. And for my second pick, I found Mutant League Football, and I was a huge Madden player. I grew up playing a lot of football games. I was very much into sports growing up, and it was very common for me to be having 2 or 3 friends over playing some football games. And EA came out with this, and it was actually based on the Madden engine, so it used the same engine that Madden used to make their games, and it was a different spin on football. And it came out in 1993, and it was featured on the Sega Genesis back in the day, which was my console that I loved at the time. And this game was released in May of 2024, and I totally missed it, and I was glad I picked this up. It was a $30 pickup. And this is an arcade style type of game. Even though it's based on the Madden engine itself, it is nothing but just pure fun. So if it's football season and you want to sit around and talk smack with your friends, this is the game for you. $30 is a pretty dang good price too. It's only 2 years old. And I was seeing like PGA 2K23, it was there in the marketplace, and it cost $119.99. $119 for this flipping game that is 3 years old, and I would rather be playing this.
Have a lot of options here, doesn't he?
Looks like he needs a drink.
Yeah, me too. And he picks up 10 on that run. Man, he nearly broke that one open, Brick.
And Here's another pick right here that I haven't done in a while. I have not played NHL games since probably back in 1995 or 96 on the PS1, and that was the last time I actually played an NHL game. And this was one sport that I didn't grow up playing in Des Moines, Iowa, but I do like to watch hockey. I don't mind it whatsoever, and there's a long story behind me not playing hockey games on, video game consoles. I had a roommate that played all the time, and the dude was good at playing games, but I could never get the players to do what I wanted them to do in the game. And I just really didn't understand the game, not playing it, growing up. And I wrenched a PS1 controller so bad in my hands that I ended up breaking it, and I said, I'm never going to play a hockey game again. So my personal band is over at $28. I picked up NHL 26, and what a freaking great deal for a current game. And it's hard for me to judge how far the hockey games have come on video games, but this looks just fantastic, and it played a lot better than what I played growing up, and I am actually really glad that I bought this for $28. And for a whopping $2.50, I just rounded it up to $3. I bought Psychonauts on the OG Xbox. I never had this game back in the day, so it was a nice pickup for myself, and I popped that sucker in, and honestly, I was going to say I was really ticked off because it was like 8 minutes before I actually got control over Rasputin here, and it was just cutscene after cutscene after cutscene. And it was a pretty interesting platformer when I did get to it. It was gorgeous and probably would have been stunning back in the days, but I never picked it up. So it was nice to play through this for a little bit on the Xbox Series X. And even though it was a $2.50 title, I'm not a fan of picking up digital titles. I think you guys pretty well understand it if you watch the channel. I just would rather have my games physical. And for $2.50, if I see this at a convention, I'm going to stop and pick that up, and it'll probably be a $10 title. Holy cow, I just looked on GameEye. It's not a $10 title. It's probably around $28 to $30, depending on the condition. So for $2.50, this was a pretty good pickup. And the independent developers at Xbox had a sale going on. It was buy one game, get two for free. And how could you knock that? So the first game I selected was the Angry Video Game Nerd 8-Bit. I've seen this. I've seen people put videos on YouTube on it, and I always wanted it. This is an adult-oriented game, so you need to know that going into it. There's going to be a lot of F-bombs, and every time you die, he's going to yell, ass! And you'll hear it a ton because you are going to die a ton in this game because it is 8-bit gold, and you're going to love playing this. I had a blast playing it, and it is, just totally what Nerd would make in a video game, and he did, and this is just a fun game to play. And I actually found this tab early in my purchasing of the 7 games, and this was an easy trigger to pull because I like Nerd, and I like this game. And I kind of cheated on this pick for my second fill of this buy one, get two, was Iron Meat. I've seen this on a lot of people's channels here on YouTube, and I bought this for the PS5, and I played this a ton, and I loved it. And it was just a great option to get it on another console for pretty much free because I bought one game and got 2 free. So it was another easy trigger to pull because I like this type of game, the run and gun Contra one, and this one is done great. And it's just one of those couch co-ops that you're going to sit there with a friend, get a couple drinks, and have a blast playing it. And you're going to yell and scream at each other. You're going to blame each other. You're going to blame the controllers. You've done these nights of gaming where you know what it's going to be like. And you can't lose with a game like this, especially at the price. And if I see this floating around at a convention in a physical form, I am going to buy it a third time because this is one of those games that you just want in your collection. You don't want it disappearing off your hard drive at some point in time. You want to have this one to game whenever you want. And I don't know if you are on Xbox, but if you are, this would be a great time to go look at that independent developer sale that's going on and see if you can grab 3 games for the price of 1. And if you haven't got this one yet, this is one to get. And to quote Nerd, I just got to say ass! For this game, you need to be online. I went to fire up my 3rd game in the developer buy 1, get 2, and this is the message I got when my internet connection dropped. So I bought R-Type Delta, and I couldn't even play it till my internet connection reconnected. And it is currently minus 14 outside right now where I'm at, and the wind chill advisory is set at right now minus 51. So you got 10 minutes of being outside and you're going to get frostbite. And when we get low temps like that, we could lose power or we could lose connectivity from our internet at times. So if you're in a cold climate, you know how that goes. But it only lasted probably about 10 seconds and I was back online again. And this is a newer R-Type game. It's R-Type Delta, and this was part of the independent developers deal where I could get this for, I think this was actually the one that I bought for $25, and it's a newer game. Within the last few months, this thing came out, and I enjoy a good shmup. Am I good at them? No, I really suck at these games, and I still enjoyed it. I didn't think the graphics were really that great for being a new game. This kind of had that feel of a old school PS2 game and not really done that great, but it was still fun to play, and I got a feeling once I get further in this game, I'm going to enjoy it a lot more. So those are the 7 titles I picked up for $99 before taxes, and I just kind of rounded it up to the nearest, dollar value so I can keep it simple for me, and hope it worked for you. I enjoy doing this content for you guys. This is freaking fun. Slap $100 down and see where it takes us and see what it buys us. Let's do this again. Let's do it for Sony and let's do it for Nintendo. And till that next video comes out, I appreciate you guys all liking the video if you can and subscribe if you haven't yet. And remember, game on.